Hello Battleforge community, today I'm back with another PvP video and I think this is a pretty interesting game with a pretty interesting deck, so I hope you like it. So I'm playing Nature Tier 1 against Sunwoo with Shadow and a Dread Charger. So yeah, I start with Spearmen. And the reasoning behind this is M units against Shadow are pretty bad because they get destroyed by Nox Troopers. So I'm sort of forced to start with an S unit. And yeah, I actually lose the Swift advantage, but I actually gain a lot of fighting power for that. So it's definitely worth it. So two Dread Chargers approaching here. At this point, I am very confident that I can fight here, even though it's pretty early in the game stage where Shadow has a lot of power. Because here's a pretty good choke point, and if he wants to attack me, I can just root him here, so there's no way I'm going to lose the fight. Because the only way Shadow Tier 1 wins against Nature is to flank from multiple positions. But to flank from this position with a Dread Charger, he has to walk this way, all around this, which is so far away from here. So yeah, there's no way I'm losing this fight, and Sunwoo realizes that and goes instant tier 2. So he tries to get map control by this, but actually I'm in a good position to rush him right here. That's why I'm attacking. I'll just pause the video at the tier 1 because I think this was a very, very important stage here. So what we see here is these units are attacking the Dread Charger, and this one gets in the position to nasty. And since I can see how much power my opponent has, which is like around 57, maybe a little bit less, 53, yeah, I already got some void back from my total ability from the Spearman here. This actually went into the void, so he's at 53, but I actually know that he has the power to nasty this. So what I'm doing here is playing a preemptive Dryad to block this right here. So during the spawn animation, these ones actually get the Dryad buff. Maybe I should have played it slightly back here, that would have been better, so these ones would have survived as well. But I get to save this Windweaver squad against the nasty, so I can rush this orb by now, because there's no spawn presence left. So these units are now 3 DPSing the orb already, which is very good. And definitely necessary, because otherwise Shadow Mage spam is just going to rip my army apart, because they are super strong and power efficient. So there's the first Shadow Mage and Darkelf Assassins. So I just used the Dryad to CC the Shadow Mage and Hurricane against the activated Darkelf Assassins, which just buys me more time to attack the orb, which is already down to 1000 HP. So this is good focus fire by Sunwoo, picking off the M units on the sides, so I actually can't heal, and M units die much faster against mages compared to S units, because as you can see here, the Spearmen survive the last shot with a couple HP and I can heal them up, heal them just afterwards. So the orb drops, and now I'm in a very good position. Getting the Shadow Mage here, so I'm confident that I can take this well. And at that point, I'm in a very, very good position to play the game. And yeah, got access to the middle with a good lead. And Sunwoo has to go tier 2 right now, because otherwise he's just not going to survive. And this delays his next power wall, so I actually get a good advantage of this. Because now this takes 30 seconds, so I get another 15 extra power out of this before he can attack me again. So I sort of could have went tier 2 here, and with the usual deck I would have done that, but I'm playing a extended HR tier 1 with 12 tier 1 cards, so I'll stay tier 1 and defend. Mark of the Keeper, a very essential part of my deck, because this deck is built to play along tier 1 and then switch immediately into tier 3 as fast as possible. So Sunwoo does a very smart move here. I got 210 power, so yeah, this stuff is slow, this stuff is bound power, so he attacks my main base with his Dread Charger, which is definitely the right response, because if I move these units down here, he can just spawn Nightcrawlers here and destroy it as well. So I'm forced to leave these units here and defend with less power. So Swiftclaw here, first thing to sort of intercept my opponent to buy more time, and the Amazon, my next card in my tier 1, to deal with Nightcrawlers. So he actually realized that, and what he tries here is actually a pretty interesting move. The thing is, he nasted that Nightcrawler, because otherwise it would just get taken over, and then I can just frenzy him, so he fights for me and dies afterwards. So I think what he tried here is to cancel sort of my swap animation. So I waste the 65 power and he nests it, but I didn't start the animation, so this one actually failed. And this is why this attack is going to fail, probably. So soaks up the Dread Charger here to get the full HP mage. What I should have done with these units though is teasing a little bit to force a Darkelf Assassin spawn to relieve the pressure at this position. But due to the failed nasty, I'm fine. Yeah, Spearman here. Amazon back, healed up. And yeah, these Shadow Mages still do a very good job clearing my units, but it's not going to be enough. These ones are nearly dead. The Spearmen are going to threaten the mages. There's no way I'm going to lose an orb or something. So this attack is defended by now. So yeah, I'm in a very good position right now. Sunwoo just picks up a power well, so I can take this one, because this is sort of the safest position right now for me. Because this one is not perfectly protected by the Mark of the Keeper, so Shadow Mages could still attack it from here, from this position. And yeah, I'm moving my Spearman just to this spot, and yeah, Sunwoo actually starts waiting out. So what's going to happen soon is probably a Harvester attack. He has 160 power right now, so I actually wait for my Spearman, and then I'm going to tease around here to force some spawns from him to delay his Harvester, so I gain a bigger advantage. And I take a third well at this position, because I'm far ahead. And what's pretty important, the Mark of the Keeper radius is big enough to sort of prevent a Harvester at this position from getting buffed. So this card is super essential for my extended tier 1. And since I'm expecting the Harvester already, I play Primal Defender, so I can defend it, because otherwise nature tier 1 units are just way too weak. The DPS is way too low. So yeah, he's like 300 power right now, so I actually didn't play aggressive enough, to be fair. I should have forced some earlier spawns here. Did a mistake here. So what? Yeah, now I'm trying to tease here, because Nightcrawler is walking up to this base, and this is why I'm playing a Primal Defender here too, because what he tries to do is play the Harvester here and wipe out my main base, because here is 130 power bound into buildings, and this is why I sort of react as fast as possible. I want to get the Harvester spawn at least at this position, but he doesn't pay attention, so I actually get the Nightcrawler, which is very big for me. I can activate him and just run to this spot. So he's forced to play the Harvester here and not in my main base, which allows me to defend him a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do here is root it in the Primal Defender range. And so what I should do here is change CC him pretty much. So when he gets out of the root, I sleep this guy with a Dryad, and then I can just root again here. But actually something bad happens. So here's the sleep animation. It's nearly finished, and now he just walks slightly too far. So this Dryad can't sleep the Harvester anymore because of the Primal Defender, which is in the way. So the sleep ability get cancelled. I can't root the Harvester anymore because he's actually at the power wall. And yeah, at this point things get pretty out of control. So here's the next Dryad sleep. This one dies though. And I actually lose the second well, which is very bad. But at this position I lost my leads by that small mistake here. The Dryad spawn was bad. I should have played her here at this position so the sleep animation doesn't get blocked. This small mistake costed me at least this power well, if not both. Maybe I could have defended both, not sure. But yeah, at this point I sort of lost my tempo advantage. I still remain at 5 power wells here, against 4 by Sunwoo, who is at 200 power here, and probably thinks about getting tier 3 here, which would be definitely a solid choice, but he could also go for a Harvester attack, because Shadow has a good option to attack with that against Nature tier 1. So I move up to this position and try to tease around a little bit to force unit spawns. So Nightcrawler here, so same thing happening again. He tries to attack this spot here. I'm at 260 power right now, so I can play a lot of stuff. And I'm playing the Amazon. I try to intercept him as early as possible because that's very important. If he is with his Nightcrawler at this spot and spawns the Harvester right here in my base, I'm not going to defend it. That's why I'm playing the Amazon here to force the early spawn here. So I have way more time to prepare my defense, which makes it way more efficient. At the meantime, I forced out Darkelf Assassins, so he has 50 bound power here that can't be used here to support the Harvester. And yeah, I'm building up another Primal Defender. So early root here, because now I can chain CC properly. Root, Dryad Sleep, another root. That's the actual plan to defend against the Harvester. So small mistake by him here, not attacking the Dryad. And at this point I can just root him again now. And this is actually a root with full duration, because the root doesn't get affected by the CC reduction, which is pretty weird. But otherwise, if you chain CC, usually the later CCs get reduced duration. So that's a good move by him, just porting, so he actually is in position to attack something again. And yeah, as you can see, Harvester is very strong against tier 1. And the Zorb drops! Now I am left without tier 1. So I have to rebuild this orb. And I'm under a lot of pressure because I know the next Harvester, all tier 3, one of them will come very soon. So at this point, after nearly 11 minutes, I decide to go tier 2 by myself. And Sunwoo tries to attack immediately because my orb is not finished, so I can't spawn anything right now. So he tries to take this well. Shadow Mage dealing with my Amazon here. And yeah, this one drops low. But I still got the Dryad to freeze one of the Nightcrawlers. And I'm tier 1 again, so I can just take over the other one. Which is very important here. So he actually tried to finish it off with a nasty, but it was not enough. This Nightcrawler tries to attack this well. I think focus firing onto this one would have been better. But now he gets just body blocked, CC'd, and he's dead. So this will survive, which is pretty fortunate for me. But we see the tier 3 by Sunwoo. So pure Shadow right now. Which is not the worst thing for me, because I still got the Mark of the Keeper right here. My tier 2 is pretty small though, so I need to go tier 3 by now, because that's sort of my core strength of a deck that I play long tier 1. And if I reach tier 3 with that, I'm in a very strong position because of Mark of the Keeper. Because with my tier 3, the defense is very strong. I got shield building, lost Grigori. With Mark of the Keeper, that nearly defends everything. So, Shadow Insects, getting rooted. As you can see, these choke points on Haladu are very, very good against melee units. So I get to defend against that. Ashebone Pyro here. My tier 3 is here. Small mistake I'm doing is I should have destroyed at least one of the Primal Defenders to get a little bit more void back into my pool, which would allow me to defend this slightly easier. These units still around to annoy his units here. Amii Phantom dies, and now he makes a small mistake because I think he was actually watching at his Shadow Insects. His Ashebone just walked up into the range of the Mark of the Keeper, so he lost a lot of DPS, and this allows me to defend this attack a little bit easier. Good life weaving buffs against the unstable demon. This card is actually not that good, to be fair. But I just wanted to play it because, yeah, I just thought it's a cool card, but it's weak. It's very weak. So this one's very low, 40 HP, and it's dead, yeah. So, Shadow Insect trying to get to this base because it's not protected by the Mark of the Keeper. And life weaving. But that's not going to be enough because Shadow Insect has a very low HP pool. And at this point, sort of, Sunwoo lost his tempo advantage. Because now I'm in a defensive position with an Ashebone and an extra power wall. Okay, now I destroy the Primal Defender. Definitely 2 minutes too late, maybe even 3 minutes. Now he tries to split attack with Shadow Insect. But at this position, there's no way it's going to succeed because of the Mark of the Keeper. I can just, yeah, root the Shadow Insect, split the Ashebones here and attack them. And this one's still running up to the main base. And I'm already intercepting early, so I can root it right here. So it doesn't even get close to my base. While these Ashebones defended the attack, yeah, here comes the root. Short repositioning of my Ashebone. And these ones start attacking here. So, yeah, Sunwoo is forced to play the Void Storm, which wiped out all my Ashebones, but also a Shadow Insect, so it's not that bad for me. Sort of an okay trade. Slightly favorable for him though. But I start to attack immediately with my unstable demon. Thing regenerates a lot of HP by attacking. Good port to intercept him. And drones. Very, very fast units, so I can sort of make quick attacks onto this orb. The unstable demon nearly died, so I had to heal him. This one got defended. And yeah, they start moving again. So I'm attacking here, and the next Void Storm. Everything's dead again, but right now I got a tempo advantage because this was 220 power plus the Void Storm for his, and the Ashebone here, so he spent more power than I did. So I try to go for a split attack right here, attacking with drones here and with Ashebone at this position. So he tries to play an Ashebone, but as you can see, drones deal a lot of damage against L units, so there's no way the Ashebone is going to win unless he gets buffed. And against this I can just CC them. Play the second one, not the best split, and this one dies immediately. So Knight of Chaos here, but it's the blue one, so I can just root it and reposition my units to attack. I attack the orb right now because if he plays a Void Storm, okay, never mind, I should have attacked the orb, because if he plays a Void Storm he would kill his own units anyways. So yeah, at this point, yeah, I'm going to attack the orb. But the tier 3 drops anyway, so at this position the game's over.